love and romance tarot readings. I am super excited for today's video. This one is really close to my heart. We're gonna tap into the divine feminine and get some divine feminine advice, how to find love, what to work on, any messages from pure love, pure divine feminine energy, and true actionable guidance. So my Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. Pause the video if you need more time with the piles as well. But we're gonna get started. We got group 1 with the blue geode. Group 2 with the pink geode. Group 3 with the green geode. And group 4 with the purple geode. So like I said, you know, pause the video if you need more time with the piles, if you want to meditate to really know which pile or pile is for you. But we're just gonna get started. All right, if you chose group 1 with the blue geode, this is your reading, tapping in to get some divine feminine advice, to see what should you work on, what should you do to find love, divine feminine guidance. So let's see. Spirit, tapping into the divine feminine for group 1. What does group 1 need to hear? What guidance do they need? What message is going to help them transform and grow? What are the most important energies for group 1? Wow. Okay, so right away I'm already getting a lot of downloads for you guys. What really speaks out to me is Miles Shan, the Princess of Mercy, and Joan of Arc, the Warrior of Light. So first of all, for you guys, group 1, getting back at masculines or leveling the playing field, making it even, has hurt you at some part in your journey. I've even experienced this myself, where it's like I was dating someone, like the first person I ever dated really made me feel bad about myself, and then years later I had a glow up and that person was finally showing me respect, of course because of how I looked. And I took that opportunity to really punish them and make their life hell. And then they had to go see me be with anybody but them. And I really made them feel how I felt. But after that, I still didn't feel good. And also in that game of trying to, you know, be with other people, you know, to really make them, you know, feel like bad for what they had done and for not treating me appropriately, I got mixed up with people that I didn't even like at all, and it just made me feel low. And this reminds me of like the very beginning of my journey. Also, we have the Warrior of Light here, and this is giving me an energy where it's like they don't understand, they don't have the ability to understand, they won't understand. So right away, Spirit is really calling you to be a warrior of light, and, you know, to look at people and instead of punishing them, realize they don't even have like the mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever capacity to understand you or to fill your cup. They don't know what they say. They don't know what they do. They're not consciously aware. And this isn't about like the 3D, but like how much something hurts you or how something really affects you. The people that you've dealt with in love just don't even have the ability to understand anything that deeply. It's like, okay, if someone says something mean to you, that they have to take responsibility for it, because we're all adults here. We know what we say. We can control our mouths. But like if someone screws you over or doesn't follow through on their word or doesn't show up when they're supposed to, whatever, they don't even have like the emotional, the spiritual, whatever intelligence to understand how deeply that would impact someone, especially if you consider yourself to be an empath. So The Joan of Arc, the warrior of light. I have a steel-like faith in myself. My angels armor me with conviction. Spirit is right away telling you, move the way that you know you need to move, divine feminine. Stop wasting time on trying to get people who are not equally yoked to understand. They won't understand. Stop trying to wait for them to agree. Man, I can pull so many personal examples. It's not even funny. You know, don't wait for them to agree that what you have going on is toxic. Don't wait for them to agree that you should break up. Don't wait for them to agree that you're wasting your time. Don't wait for them to agree that they should be giving you more. Take them as what they are. Be grateful that you have the ability to see them for who they truly are, and move on. And move on. Because they're never gonna get it. They don't have the ability to. And then Myoshan, the princess of mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. So Spirit is saying, you're going to be paid back. And that's just on period. And once I stopped fighting against the tide, I got paid back tenfold in ways that I couldn't even freaking imagine. And if I knew that what was ahead of me is what was ahead of me, I would have taken the route to leave the dusties behind, to leave the heartbreak behind, to know my heart and say, okay, this person isn't going to see me for who I truly am, or, you know, this person isn't going to give me what I need. I'm just going to go. I've already given, but it will be received. It's already received. It's already written in my destiny. Because I have already given, it is already entitled to me. It's going to come. And, there's an energy here of you guys being held back by how much you've invested. Your own investment is what's holding you back, because it's like you want a return so that you can move forward. And Spirit is like, I got you. I got you. Take this as a lesson. And let's move forward. And then we have Lala, the saint of spoken words. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am an author of my own story. Some people actually suggest this as a manifestation method, writing down like what you want for your future as if it's happening. So write your own story, and it's like, say your name is Ashley. You know, Ashley woke up one day and went to the coffee shop down the road and met this person, and write in detail how that person, you know, treats you, like, you know, kind of writing your own story. But words are very important, and your vocal cords literally vibrate every time you speak. So you are empowering the words you speak to exist. So mind your words and mind your thoughts, because it'll have a very real impact on your life. Spirit, advice for divine feminine, for them to find love, for them to move forward, for them to heal. I think I'm going to tap into what's ahead as well. Messages for divine feminine. How can they move from intention to embodiment? We have planting seeds, cherishing self, and standing firm. So you guys are starting to question, like, dang, am I really asking for too much? Like, there's this like kind of turning point you guys are at, and you're wanting to, or not wanting to, but feeling like you should compromise, feeling like you should change, because no one's coming by when you're being so particular or strict in what it is that you need or in your desires. We have cherishing self. I accept and love myself. So Spirit is definitely not wanting you to drop the ball on your self-love. Spirit is saying continue to cherish yourself. Whether or not someone else is doing that for you, continue to cherish yourself and plant the seeds. It's like, let's move on from the past and let's plant new seeds so that we can reap, you know, the harvest from that. Because I feel like up until this point, a lot of your journey has been influenced more than you'd probably like if you were to look at it consciously by past events. From what you manifest, oh, I need someone who's direct in communication because my ex was a shitty communicator. They wouldn't say anything how they were feeling. But even that may not be best for you. I've manifested that too. It's crazy how I resonate with you guys, group one. You know, I've manifested the opposite of what I had, and then it was just as bad. Like, going back to that first partner, they didn't care at all. I'm telling you, like, they didn't have the ability to care. They chose not to care. It was just a really bad situation. So at that point, I said, okay, Spirit, I want someone who loves me like nothing else. Someone who will love every bit of me. And then I got that. And I'm such a free spirit. I'm an only child. I need time alone. And I wasn't manifesting from what do I need. I was manifesting from just give me the opposite of what I had, because that freaking sucked. So I got someone that was obsessed with me, who literally constantly every single day wanted to have a conversation about how we feel about each other. And it just got exhausting. It got exhausting very, very quickly, and I had no free time, and I wasn't able to do anything by myself or have any, you know, just night outs with my friends. They'd be the one that would be like, hey, how's everything going? It's going fine until you texted me. And they were one of, you know, those types that'd be like, I just want to make sure you're safe, you know. Don't kid yourself, you guys. How old is this person you're wanting to make sure they're safe? At least 18. So they've survived 18 years without your check-in text? Hang it up. Give them some freaking space. So anyways, let me not go on a tangent. I just resonate with this pile so much. But Spirit is really telling you to plant the new seeds based on you. And it starts with cherishing yourself. As you cherish yourself, you'll start to get to know yourself better, because you'll start to try the things that people tell you to do, like, you know, self-care. You know, they'll say like take baths or take yourself out to eat, take yourself to a movie. And as you do those things, you'll either really like it or think of something you would like even better, or you will not like it and start to really figure out, okay, what do I like? Because I don't really like this, but I kind of like this. I think that would be more fun for me. Allowing yourself to wander, allowing yourself to grow and expand into fully immersing yourself in yourself. Like, this is what I like to do. I'm doing this solely for me. This is what I want to wear today. I'm wearing this outfit because this makes me feel good. This makes me feel hot. This makes me feel comforted. This makes me feel like myself. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul, is what it says at the bottom of planting seeds. Maybe there's a move for you. This is a really exciting time. Like, maybe there's a move ahead of you. Maybe another state, another country, another city is calling you. Allow yourself to entertain that idea, the newness. And then we have standing firm. I am noble, brave, and strong. I feel psychic downloads incoming. Let me actually pull from this deck. Spirit, what can you tell me for group 1? This is a non-traditional tarot deck. It's the Angel Wisdom Tarot. What can you tell me for group 1? What's going to help them? Oh, this is interesting. We got the 3 of air, the 3 of water. So it's kind of like the 3 of swords to the 3 of cups. This would be in traditional tarot. The 3 of air says great sadness that will heal with time. Let go of the past. Personal growth comes from challenges, healing, misunderstanding, being there for those in need. So it's like your angels are around you. They're communicating with you, and they're sending you messages right now. Your angels are literally telling you, do this, move here. This is the best place for you. This is, go here. And this is the perfect time to lean into those nudges and to honor that message. Allow yourself to wander. Allow yourself to be charmed and taken care of by the universe. I feel like Spirit wants to take you out of your situation, but Spirit can't take you out of your situation without taking you out of your situation. That means you may have to move. You may have to do things differently. Go to new places. To be fully taken out, you have to be taken out. Spirit just said, and $1 million ain't gonna solve that. So someone may have been asking for, like, Spirit, just give me this lump sum of money because I'll do this and this and this once I have that money. But Spirit wants you to be taken out of that situation fully. There's an energy here like money can't solve it. 3 of water, news worth celebrating, joyful announcements like engagements, weddings, pregnancy, graduation, a time of gratitude, close communities or chosen families. So I see you meeting your tribe. I see you meeting with people who are like-minded, people who understand you, people who love you and care about you, and your angels are really protecting you right now. What I feel like is you're trying to feel okay about what has happened to you before you leave. It's like you can't physically leave without making sure like you have received what you deserve. But your pot of gold is at the end of the rainbow, and you're not at the end of the rainbow. You know, you're gonna have to move to get there. We have the Knight of Air. This one says decisive, focus driven, and defensive. Events that move with great speed. Choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional. Sudden or unexpected changes. Review your options carefully. So Spirit is asking you, what can you do right now? Can you take yourself out to a meal? No? Okay, you don't have the coins. Listen, times are tough. Can you make yourself a meal at home? Would that be a little bit cheaper? Can you go to the dollar store? Can you go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself a cheap canvas and some acrylic paint and just paint out your feelings, express yourself, allow your creativity to flow? Can you go on a walk? Can you get some fresh air? Can you meditate with trees? Can you do some trauma releasing yoga? What can you do that's free? Or what can you do if you do have the coins that can make you feel better? Can you start to, what can we do now? Spirit's like, I need to see that you're willing to take initiative. I need to see that you're with me on this journey. I can't just change everything for you. I gave you an out to a situation and you put yourself back in it because you felt like something was owed to you. I'm gonna need more from you this time around. And the Joan of Arc, Miles, Shan, and Lala, these are all messages that the goddesses have for you. These may even be the goddesses that want to work with you. What other messages do you have, Spirit? But definitely sudden changes for you guys, but there's gonna, it's kind of like more of a ripple effect. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Death card, and the Queen of Cups. So you're going to have to know who you are in order to take this loss with the Nine of Cups in reverse, because it is a loss. But the truth is the loss has already happened. So admitting it doesn't make it worse. It doesn't make it better. It just allows you to move on from it because you accept it. When you don't accept it, you just cling to the loss and you stay in that perpetual state of, I'm a victim, I messed up, something needs to be paid back to me. But blessings and loss don't linger in the same places. They don't hang out in the same places. So while you're clinging to loss, you're not going to be able to touch that blessing. And I feel Spirit just wanting you to initiate this move. Now that's interesting because we got the the Knight of Swords that came out in reverse, which is the Knight of, this right here, the Knight of Air is the Knight of Swords. So it's interesting it came out in reverse because it's like this one says decisive, focus driven, defensive, events that move with great speed. Choose intellectual responses rather than emotional, sudden or unexpected changes. Reviewing your options. So this is like the possibility, but Knight of Swords in reverse came out as that's the decision you're making, you know? This is where you're really stuck here. And it's funny because this isn't like directly a love reading. Wow, we got the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. So seriously, sweet results await. Trust and believe. You will be paid tenfold for all of your investments. We have the Star card here. We have the Empress. So not only are you able to move on and to get your wish fulfillment, you get so much strength, so much grit, so much character you've developed through this, but you also get your wish fulfillment, but it's about you. And if you are not the Empress, then how can you attract an Emperor? You know, so Spirit is like, this isn't really a love reading. This is more like, how can we heal this divine feminine that we're speaking to? What are the divine messages, the divine feminine messages for this person? And this is what we're getting. This is going to solve all of your problems, but love attracting romantic love can't be the reason that you do it. It has to be for you. Otherwise, it's going to be yet another situation where you're just making someone else's reality good for them and not for yourself. You know, you're basing it on, okay, let me just get with that person versus let me love me. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Hanged Man in reverse. I just get an energy with this where it's like you guys love luxury. You may have like a Taurus, Taurus in your fourth house. Because there's an energy here, or Cancer in your fourth house. There's an energy here of you guys loving luxury, you guys loving like comfort. Maybe not even luxury, but just luxurious feeling things like really warm, furry, dense blankets, comfort, big enough space, a full pantry. You guys love security. And Spirit is like, I can't bless you where you're at. And this is the truth. This is your message. It's not like one of those love and light BS messages. It's like, this is what's actually going to get you to the life that you want to live. And trust and believe the wheel is going to freaking spin in your favor. You will be blessed beyond relief. But with this Hermit in reverse, you're going to have to cut your losses and pull back totally from whatever situation, anger, thing, whether it's social media, whether it's a person, whether it's the past. Fully moving past that and doing what you can today and allowing Spirit to lead you into further and further healing. Because I can hear some of you like, I don't know where to start. We have the Two of Wands and the Five of Cups in reverse. Start with choosing, okay, I'm gonna move on. Second of all, write your story. Third of all, weigh your options. Okay, what can I do? Can I make a big move? Or can I redecorate my home? Or can I just move, period, out of this place that has this negative energy here? Can I sage my place? Can I block this person and actually stop looking at their profile? Can I do some shadow work? Can I do trauma releasing yoga that'll clear that trauma from my body? Can I go to some, you know, get some talk therapy and see if that works for me? Can I connect with an online community? If you want it, you can find it. There's a million and one ways as far as where you can start. You guys want to start at where you solve the problem, but the problem is solved through a process. And also the divine is going to take a lot of that from you. It's not only your, you know, problem to solve. So that's what I have for you guys. My Etsy shop is linked below. If you want a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. And I love you. That is what I have for you for now. I'll talk to you soon. Alright, if you chose group 2 with the pink stone, this is your reading. We're using the Mermaid Tarot for you guys today. And we're tapping into divine feminine advice, divine feminine messages. How to find love, or what to do to better yourself as divine feminine. Spirit, this is for group 2 with the pink stone. What is their divine feminine advice? Who should they work with? Okay, these two tapped out when I said, who should you work with? What energy should group 2 tap into? Someone in this pile may be Native American. We got the white buffalo calf woman that came out. Ooh, I love this. We have Kuan Yin. I love to work with her. If you're looking to work with a deity, Kuan Yin is one of those deities that just loves everyone. She shows everyone respect, everyone favor, everyone gets blessings. Like, she's like the divine Oprah or something. You get a car, you get a blessing, you get a manifestation. I love her, and her energy is just so sweet, and she's like a warm hug. Really good to work with her if you've had any sort of like trauma or anything traumatic happen to you in a big way. Okay, so we have Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. It says, I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. So Kuan Yin is actually kind of in this card calling you to play devil's advocate a little bit. Like, what could you say about this person? Man, I've had like a coworker that was just like seriously such a dark individual and such just a mean individual, and really just passive aggressive, like what I would consider to be a bad person, to be honest. But looking at that person's life, they got no life, no love. It was just absolutely absurd. Like, this was such a sad person who lived a sad life. And honestly, once I got to know them better and I realized that that's what their life was, it was so easy for me to allow whatever they had to say to roll off my back, because it's like, man, that person really lives a sad life. So Kuan Yin is saying, you know, curiosity breeds compassion. Why are they that way? And you're not asking that question so you can sympathize with a bad person. You're asking that question so you can realize, like, why are they doing this? You know? To see, like, this is in their spirit. Okay, so then we have Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. I would definitely work with her as well for protection. I get this energy where some of you, I'm getting like a totally like mixed bag of people, but I feel like every single person in this group has gone through something that's kind of crazy or really traumatic, like really affected them. Like maybe grew up in foster care, was in an abusive relationship, maybe you know, your parents did something crazy. I don't know. Like, tapping into this energy, there's this energy of fear. It could be that you can't catch a break in life and love, and you know, Lady Guadalupe is really calling you to cling to her at this time, to burn a white candle, focusing on her energy. Hold it in your hands and focus on her energy. Speak your affirmations over that candle. I'm divinely protected. Really specific with you. Get really crafty and creative and personal with the affirmations to make them more powerful. But she's wanting to like hide you in her cloak of protection. You know, she's really wanting to work with you. We have the Dakini, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. You know, honestly, I feel like I can't put my finger on it, and I feel like it's because this is a very mixed group. This is either the area where you live, there's just like a low vibrational energy or some sort of negativity in the air. You may even notice it like when you're at the grocery store shopping. It seems like people are in the sunken place like zombies, or they seem to have just this really crazy negative energy. You may be able to see spirits, or you can tell, you can feel when someone has a spirit attachment to them. And it seems like everyone has a spirit attachment to them nowadays. Like, the people you're encountering, it does seem like dark. So, you know, the Dakini is really calling you to trust your gut instinct and not to convince yourself that you're crazy or you're picking up on something that doesn't exist, but to see people and, you know, your reality or situation really for what it is, to call a spade and say, I gotta get out of here. I feel like a move may be required for you. Even if you can't do it at this time, just asking, you know, the universe to bless you with the opportunity to move. Don't ask for a specific dollar amount. Don't ask for a specific place. Just ask Spirit to move you in the best place for you and allow Spirit to work. We have the Sappho, the poetess. Oh, I didn't read this one. So the poetess, the prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. My path of love is true abundance. So to be honest, I feel like you guys are meant to pursue some sort of higher career, like a career in entertainment or a career to do with art. I'm seeing kind of like Japan. I'm seeing neon lights, and I'm seeing like, it looks like gaming or something like that. So you guys may be into patterns, textures, fashion in some way. You may be into gaming. You may be into art and creativity or creative freedom in terms of how you dress. And Spirit is saying like, there is a way that we can do it, but you need to follow your heart. That is where you're going to find people that are in alignment with you. Maybe you're being called to go teach, you know, in South Korea, teach, do you know, English English to the students in South Korea. That will also allow you to make that move and get paid. You know, there's programs where they take care of your housing and, you know, you still get a payment. So there's ways to do it. Look it up, I would say on YouTube, because then you get like people who vlog their experience and tell you like the things that you really need to know. I just feel like a huge expansion is calling to you right now. I feel like you've ignored your creativity, and Spirit is saying your heart is a compass. Allow your heart to lead you. And I feel like that's physically to a place or to a new city, to a creative endeavor, further expression. We have Sappho, the poetess. I love every inch of my body, and I love the women in my life fiercely. You're being called to connect with other women right now, but not just any women, not just women that you meet out and about, like a community. I'm trying to think of any communities that I know. I personally don't think I know any off the top of my head. But that would be something worth looking into. And I use YouTube like a search engine, seriously, like divine feminine online communities or something like that. I would if that was what I was looking for, I would literally type that into YouTube, and it's literally, you know, very tapped in. You can whatever you're looking for, you will find it. But I feel like living more authentically is really what you're being called to do at this time. But you've always been called to a certain culture or a certain place, and you've looked it up, or you've, you know, had a period of time where you were obsessed with it. And I just get this energy of you guys falling back in love with that culture or that place, and your future being tied to that in some way. Amaterasu, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. So I don't know, I get like an energy with you guys where you may have been pitted against other divine feminines or had resentment for divine feminine energy, but there's just so much strength and power there. And maybe just going on a solo journey is what would be better for you personally, depending on where you are. But I always recommend The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. It's an amazing book, and it gives you so many different things that you could become interested in and pursue further. Like so many different things in that book that can lead you to your next steps. But really, I feel like people need to be soft with you. People need to talk to you nice, and you need that safe space. We have Proceeding Softly. My inner power grows in moments of quietude, spending time alone, harnessing your own energy, enjoying yourself. You're in terms of love, and I'm like about to accept that this probably won't be a love reading because group 1 wasn't about love at all. And then for you guys, it's like love is a byproduct of the divine feminine energy, of you embracing the divine feminine energy, of you healing your divine feminine energy. It's not like something that we're connecting to the divine feminine to do, though, you know, for love. So we have Emerging into Grace. Yeah, but going back to Proceeding Softly, with you guys, I feel like you need to be loved and taken care of and appreciated. And that can only be done if you're in a community of people who care for you. People who see you as valuable, people who are in the same frequency as you. So say like you love, you know, the culture of Korea, going on a journey where you're meeting up with people who are also going on a journey, looking for something, wanting to find themselves, wanting to bond with other people who are also interested in that culture. That's something where you would find a better love interest because you're already with someone who's taking the action to live that life, someone who's naturally interested in what you're also interested in, and you'll also meet, you know, lifelong friends. And that's just an example. I'm not telling all y'all to go, you know, but proceeding softly and doing something for you is well overdue, group 2. I get this energy of spirit really wanting you to make a decision solely on what you want. Not, well, let me move here instead because then I see this as more likely to get a love offer where someone can love me. Loving yourself fully, making a choice fully because that's what you want to do and that's what's going to make you feel like you're living out your purpose and you're doing for you, is naturally going to attract an army of people who are also in alignment, people who want to make friends with you because you're interested in the same things, but also a better love partner who's naturally in alignment with you. emerging into grace. I open my soul to grace. There's this energy of like guilt and also feeling like you should have known better than to do something again, or you should have learned something by now. But Spirit is wanting you to emerge into grace, to give yourself grace and say, okay, I didn't know that at the time. I can make better decisions with what I know now because now I know more, but I didn't know then what I know now. So give yourself some grace. We have cultivating prosperity. The abundance of the universe is pouring into my life is what that one says. So for you guys, your divine feminine messages seem to be about prioritizing yourself, connecting with feminine energy, which that may be a sore spot for some of you. Maybe you don't have very much respect for divine feminines. You feel like most divine feminines are weak or easily, you know, misled or something like that. But really healing that relationship will be a big thing for you. And then also giving yourself grace and proceeding softly, doing things that you love, not being so hard on yourself and putting so many unrealistic expectations on yourself. Spirit, what are the messages for group 2 from the tarot? We have the 10 of Wands, so letting go, leaving your current situation. 10 of Wands is like, okay, my work has been done here, or my time has been spent enough here. Queen of Cups in reverse with the Knight of Cups is like an energy of, I've gained all I could from this situation, and now the situation is just taking from me. So I have to pursue something new. I have to, you know, kind of go back to a place where I'm the new person on the block. I'm the new person in this experience. I'm learning because I'm in a new space and I need to be taken care of. I need to be protected because where you are now is just a burden. Whether it's family and someone's sick and you need to take care of them, or it's your friends wanting to do the same shit every year. It's the definition of insanity, the same stuff. And it's time to proceed softly for you. You may have even been made fun of for liking the things that you like. Someone may have, you know, made you feel bad for enjoying the things that you love. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. You got, oh my God. We have the 2 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. So you are making a soulmate union. There's the love reading. You got me in the first half, Spirit. The 2 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. So that soulmate connection that you really want, where someone understands you. And look, this is a mermaid, okay? And that's a man. Okay, so they may be a part of a different culture, which is why you have so much to add to them, because you are strong in the areas that they're not, or you know things in the places that they don't, and vice versa. They have things that they can give to you and you have things that you can give to them. We have the 8 of Cups here though. There is someone that is gonna have to, oh my God, that's actually crazy, because look at it. If you look at her feet, she's got the mermaid scales. She's walking away from this person, walking into the water, and then popping out of the water, this person on the boat who's interested in the same thing that she's interested in, which is being at sea, someone who understands her, and now she has something that she can mutually give to this person, and they're putting a cup to her, feeding to her. And you have to leave all of these cups behind that you already built, which is a part of what's keeping you there. But again, Queen of Cups in reverse with this Knight of Cups, it's time for you to start a new journey, because Queen of Cups in reverse, it's just you giving, carrying 10 of Wands, this burden where you are. We got the Strength card in the 4 of Wands. Spirit is like, dude, you're so much freaking stronger than you know. And that is really going to come out of you. And that in itself is a gift. Having your inner grit, your strength come out will be something you'll be so grateful for. You'll see you have the ability to use it. You don't have to hang on to any situation that's not serving you in the future, because you know who you are and how you can stand 10 toes in the face of opposition. And also 4 of Wands is marriage energy. So for you guys, group 2, your message is protection, and protection can only happen so much with with your situation, you know, if you don't take yourself out of harm's way and at least do what you can do, even if it's very uncomfortable. Everything about this feels uncomfortable. It's a lot of newness. I personally hate freaking change. I love consistency. I love earth energy, grounded energy. I don't like a change in my schedule. I don't like a change in plans. I don't like last minute plans. I'm not that girl. I don't like change. But what's being called for you is a little hectic. We got the Five of Wands and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So there is some sort of loss here or uncomfortability. But it's to gain so much more of the life that you truly deserve. Five of Wands is chaotic energy. It's kind of hectic. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse is feeling like, I don't see how this could work out, or I don't feel safe here. But when you're the Page of Pentacles, when you're in page position, you have to trust that Spirit will take care of you. But there's an energy with the Page of Pentacles in reverse of you feeling like Spirit already counted me out, because Spirit didn't take care of me when I was younger then. But you're still here today. You are still here today. You still have this decision that you can make. You still have better that you can have. And I just get this energy with you guys. It's time to leave. And we have the King of Swords in reverse. So you may be waiting for some communication from someone else to see what they're trying to do, or to see what their final thoughts are on the past relationship you were in with them, or to see what they plan to do. It's like if they aim for the stars, then you'll aim for the stars. But you're staying here because someone else seems like they haven't fully moved on either. And you guys, a lot of people, first of all, like to pop out when they really hit gold. So you don't want to freaking find out that way and then have to start from ground one waiting for somebody. We have balance and surrender. Surrender says, I can release my need to control. And balance says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into the world, and I do so without judgment. The energy that I get here for you guys, group 2, is Spirit is really wanting you to travel, and that is going to give you that karmic retribution that you've been looking for. But the balance can't happen in a place where the scales have already broken. The balance can't happen in a place where all of the resources have already been exhausted. The balance in the, you know, blessings can't come through. I was just telling group 1, you know, you can't get your blessings if you're not following that rainbow. The blessings are at the end of the rainbow. And if you're going to stay in the same place because you're hanging on to the loss, wanting that to, you know, the loss to pay you back, this person has an empty cup, which is why they did what they did to you. Whether it's the situation, whether it's a city, whether it's a group of people, whether it's your parents, a romantic partner, they did that because they didn't have shit. So it's time for you to move on and live your authentic truth for you. And we have the Patience card. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So Spirit is saying, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of it. But I just don't get like the extra reassurance that you may want here. The energy that I get is like Spirit is saying, you're doing this for you and I'm matching your energy. Once you move, you're going to be on the other side of that rainbow where you can receive your blessings that are already owed to you. And then I'll add on top of it. But first, we just got to get in position where the blessings are already owed to you. So that's what I have for you guys, group 2, your divine feminine messages. My Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading. That is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you guys today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 3 with the green stone, this is your reading. We are using the Steampunk Tarot for you guys today to tap in for your divine feminine messages, advice on love, what should you do in life, any messages from the divine feminine that you need to empower yourself, to further embody pure divine feminine energy, to manifest your dreams for whatever purpose you see fit. Let's see. Spirit, this is for group 3. Okay, so immediately I'm getting a message for someone about modesty. And as soon as I leaned into that download, I said I never wanted to do that. So there's an energy of someone conforming to what other people were doing, but they never wanted to do it. But there was all this pressure around it, or you met someone and it's like, okay, I want to do this with this person, but it really kind of changed you as a person. So I'm getting something about forgiving yourself for that, and also still allowing yourself to be who you want to be regardless of what you've done in the past, you know. So we have Rabia, the queen of saintly women. I am in service of divine love. I move in the way that love asks me to move. This is also about doing what's on your spirit, regardless if someone can reciprocate that or not, or regardless if they choose to receive it. Doing what is on your spirit. A lot of things I've noticed as I've started to just follow, it doesn't matter if it would benefit me or not, as I've just started to follow the, you know, what is the word I'm looking for? Like the universal nudges that I'm getting from spirit. When I started to lean into that, a lot of things are not, even though they benefit other people, it's still for me. It's to tip the scales for my favor. Like when I tell you I get paid tenfold for the smallest things these days, it's actually insane. So spirit is wanting you to move because of what's in your spirit versus how someone will receive it. We have Khadijah, the mother of believers. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. Wow, this is an energy. Some of you guys are torn with your feminine energy. You know, it kind of feels weak to depend on another person. You do. Here's the thing. You want like your person, I'm feeling. It's like you want your person that you can give yourself to because they deserve it. And it's hard to find that person or get in alignment with that person. So we'll post some advice for that, because going through person after person and giving them, you know, your all, which is what you naturally feel called to do, just isn't sitting right with some of you. It's like, man, I just want to find my person so I can give to the one that deserves it. But trying to figure out if this is the person I've been waiting for or not has been exhausting. And it feels like something is being taken from me because these people have not been deserving of my love. Let me lift this up a little bit. We have Sarah Lakali, Fatima, and Machig Labran, the queen of the outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I will always be in love. There's this energy of you guys embracing love, embracing divine feminine energy, but I feel like it's been kind of perversed in our society, in the matrix, to be something negative or to be about something that it's not, like cooking and cleaning. Me personally, whenever I look to the women in my life, all I see is pure strength. And yeah, they cook and clean because who's going to live in filth and starve? They do what they need to do, but there's so much more that they do, and it's not about that. And I feel like you guys are trying to find like the perfect person in toxic people or in a toxic community. And that's another reason why spirit is wanting you to lean into what your heart is telling you to do. Because as cheesy as it sounds, your heart is really going to lead you where the love is for you, where it can be appreciated and received properly and given back. Fatima, the mother of imams, it says, love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. So getting a gratitude journal would benefit you guys as well, to keep you, you know, mindful of the things that you manifest and the things that have been given to you. But also, you know, stating what you're grateful for also creates that karmic balance, so that you're not still, like, spirit isn't still waiting for you to acknowledge the blessings you have been given, so you can get more and more and more. Having a gratitude journal, I used to have this app, LOA Toolbox. I like to write things down now, which is why I don't really use that app anymore. So I have like a physical journal, but LOA Toolbox has so many different cool things on it, and it's free. It has like a gratitude journal. It also has, like, you know, little prompts like, okay, if you were to get $5,000 tomorrow, what would you do with it? And it has all sorts of stuff to help you really get in that law of attraction frequency. So LOA Toolbox, I would look that up and see if you have it. See if you can get it. And then we have the diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness, and I face my ego beliefs to feel free. So I just get this demonizing energy where people have demonized you for what you know and who you are and what you've given, because they haven't been able to take more from you, or because they feel like you would be best used in a different position. So people try to fit you into this box just so they can, you know, exhaust you and run you ragged and take you for everything you have. And it's just like this energy with people are ungrateful around you, like what you give. People aren't the most grateful for that. And it's just drained you, and it's time to go like where you're appreciated. We have trusting your intuition. Again, another sign, like the divine message, you know, divine feminine message for you coming through the strongest so far is this trusting your intuition and leaning into your heart energy. It says, my life is truly guided. So there's an element of trust that you're being called to have, you know, with the universe, with spirit, that you will be blessed, that there is a higher power that will take care of you. And we have breaking barriers and coming into power. I step into my power boldly and confidently, and then breaking barriers, I am expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom is what this one says. There is an energy of you guys. I've been getting this so much today of I really do feel like moving. Whether that's moving on, whether that's moving to a new city, a new state, a new country, but like physically leaving behind that community that's no longer able to serve you. This is the Angel Wisdom Tarot, a non-traditional tarot deck. And then I'm going to use the Steampunk Tarot for you guys as well. Let's see what this one has to say though. We have the Nine of Fire, which is the Nine of Wands, the Page of Air, the Strength card. Where did this come from? How did this get in this deck? Our Lady Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely guided and protected. I am held in love at all times. That's crazy because that's from this deck. I literally don't know how it even got in this one. But there's a protection message coming through. Spirit wanting you to know that you are divinely guided and you are protected. And you will be protected even if you expand your horizons and move to a new place. Let's check in this deck to see if there's any other ones in here. That's funny that that came out for you. I think that came from group 1. Okay. So the Strength card. Personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness, realizing that you're stronger than you knew. I just get this energy where there's a road less traveled that is calling out to you. The way that people do things, you know, differently. It feels kind of spiritual with all of the intuitive messages coming through and you trusting your divine compass. I always tell like women who have a period, manifest when you're ovulating and release when you're on that time of the month, because you are the moon. You have your own body compass, you have your own moon phase. You really are a reflection of this universe. You are the universe in physical like body form. Your body literally moons itself. So manifest with your own compass and trust your body more. Trust that you have what you need, because you can see even physically how your body literally works just like the universe. You have a womb, you know, the center to all creation, a portal to bring life into this reality. On your body, physically, you have a literal portal. So I get this energy with you guys really needing to trust yourself more. That's my message to women. If you're a man, you have your own, you know, powers and things like that. But I'm one of those people that mainly thinks that men should help men and women should help women, because I'm so sorry. A man cannot tell me how to be a woman. They just don't know how to. It's like the left brain, masculine energy, can never become the right brain, feminine energy. You can't take something completely logical and bring it over to the unconscious. It's just, you can't actively choose to access unconscious energy. It has to be felt and, you know, understood and fully immersed in. So I don't feel like, you know, I feel like we can kind of lead each other and give each other advice. But at the end of the day, I just personally, I've never gotten, have I ever gotten a useful piece of information from a man? I'm sorry. Let's stick to the reading. Yeah. So we have the 9 of Fire. Protect what you have created. Be prepared. Never give up. Ask your angels for help. Environmental activism and animal rights. So you may be very passionate about the environment, or even living life off the grid, like living life where you grow your own crops and where you like make money in that way by gardening and living more of a simple, more of a slow life, disconnected from the matrix and being a workhorse and, you know, big cities, and away from like 5G, you know, all these things that kind of wear your human vessel down. There may be like more of a natural path being called for you guys. And then we got the Page of Air. It says logical, perceptive, insightful, and blunt. An exciting intellectual challenge, brilliant insights, information that you need but may be challenging to receive. Review all documents carefully. You know, you guys, I don't feel like following someone else has anything for you. The message that I get for you so strongly, Group 3, is your internal compass, your body is calling you to a certain place. And this may not be physically. This could be a certain place in your city. This could be a certain place within yourself. This could be honoring a certain part of yourself that has been begging to have an era where you get to pursue a certain thing. But I really feel like, you know, we can mimic all day people outside of us, and we can take advice all day, but we're the ones who have the final say. You're the only one in control of your vessel. You're the one who gets to decide what actually you lean into and what you actually do. And I feel like the answer that you're looking for is the answer that is the hardest for you to commit to, because it doesn't have, you don't have someone leading you through that path, you know? Like, for an example, this could be like, okay, you have a good job, and you know, you like your job, you love your job, you like your coworkers, you like your life now, you're comfortable, but something is calling you to Europe, something is calling you to Costa Rica to live off the grid, something is calling you to serve the environment better, to connect more with nature, to move into that job, but you know nothing about it, and you don't have anyone in your life who's also doing it, so you have no one who can guide you. But this non-trust in yourself, your body is calling you for a reason, and this non-trust in yourself is snowballing into a bigger problem. It's snowballing into other areas of your life. It's causing your shadow side to kind of like really run the show and act out. So you may be falling into, you know, like having bouts of depression, doing things that just aren't unlike you, feeling like you're less and less in control of your body, and it's because you're surrendering your power to something outside of you, looking for guidance, you know, allowing someone to make the final decision for you who's not in your position, who's not in your body. We have the Moon and the Death card in reverse, so it's like Spirit is kind of saying you're hanging on to this life that you have because it leads to something, but it's not filling you anymore. It's like say you were a vampire, you know, and you can survive off of, you know, eating human food, but it's gross and it doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't actually make you feel fulfilled. That's the only thing I could think of at the top of my head. I was reading a vampire story the other day, so that's probably why that came up. But it's not filling to you. It's never gonna feel completely good. And also, you are a high priestess. You have a huge purpose. You have a huge calling right now. Like, you have so much power that you're forfeiting. And I feel that there is an energetic exchange that's happening that is doable to some degree, going back to like if you're a vampire and you're like, okay, I don't want the blood, I just want, like, you know, I'm gonna eat human food. Like, you're not gonna pass, like, you know, it's enough, but it's not like really fulfilling you. You know, whatever job you're currently doing, it's all rooted in you not trusting your intuition and following those intuitive nudges, because your energy is moving even though you can't see it, and it's having this ripple effect on your reality where it's like you only manifest a byproduct of what you could truly have because it's not as potent. Manifesting with a cycle outside of you, worshiping the moon as a woman, that doesn't even make freaking sense. Like, literally, it's a mess. And I feel like, I mean, the page of air did say, brilliant insights, information that you might need, but may be challenging to receive. Like, I don't feel like I'm telling you anything you don't know, but it's hard for you to receive this and commit to this. The root of it is the intuition thing, but it's having ripple effects in other areas of your life. Basically, I just see you kind of living inauthentically and not following what your soul is calling for and telling you to do, feeling like it's wrong because it's not coming from someone else outside of you. But everyone's not right and you're wrong. You know what's right for you, and there's a need for you to trust that, because we have the 10 of Swords, 2 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse. This is like living a life that's boring or unfulfilled or never completely resonated with you because you wanted someone else to have the final say and make the final decision when you had the answer all along. You're a whole god, goddess incarnate. Whether or not you're a woman, and you have so much power that it feels like you just don't trust. I don't feel like you're afraid of yourself per se. I feel like you know your power, but you just don't trust it. You feel like, it's like you write it off like, no, okay, this isn't a movie, this is real life. I can't just, not work. I can't just leave this job and go start a new life somewhere else. But it's like, you can, you really can, and you will be taken care of. We have the 8 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. I would say do it the most financially safe way possible. Even though saving money and planning for the certain life can be a bit of a crutch if you, plan too long or wait too long. I do get a message of Spirit kind of saying, committing to living that new life the best way that you can, the safest way that you can, but still taking those steps forward, setting a deadline for yourself. By this day, this will be done. I like to reverse engineer a lot of my goals like that. Like, okay, if the goal was to get a new car, I would say, okay, I want to have a new car by January 1st. And then I would go through December and November and October, and I would write what goals will be accomplished, how much money will be saved by then, and break it down even like once per month, breaking it down like, okay, how much money needs to go into the account so we can get this? What car are we looking at? What's the price range for that? How much exactly do I need to have saved? Like really getting detail oriented, but starting with that goal, setting a date for it, and then working backwards, and then working back, then stepping back into the present and working forward, and just taking the steps that you wrote out. We have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse and the 9 of Pentacles. I just feel like your life doesn't have the ability to satisfy you anymore, but the life that you're being called to in your soul or your spirit feels unrealistic, or no one that has done it. So it's like way too, it's way too much at once for you to commit to. I would recommend trying to find an online community of people doing what you want to do. You can find that on YouTube. You can look up, YouTube channels. Maybe like, say you want to move to Costa Rica. Literally look how to move as a single person to Costa Rica. Just search it up on the internet. Literally search it up on YouTube. You will find someone doing that. You will find it if you're looking for it, but first you have to look for it, and before you can look for it, you have to trust your intuition. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, you're gonna feel like you're wasting your time. Why are you looking at something you ain't gonna do? Those are the divine messages, the divine feminine messages for you, group 3. My Etsy shop is linked in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that is what I have for you guys today. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 4 with the purple stone, this is your reading. Using Miss Cleo's tarot power deck for you guys today. Fun fact, this is actually the first tarot deck I ever bought, and I absolutely love this deck. It's amazing for beginners. I have the case over here. Shout out to her. Shout out to Miss Cleo, okay? A tarot OG, purr. But let's get into your divine feminine messages, group 4. Spirit, this is for group 4 with the purple stone. Divine feminine messages for group 4. how to find love, what to work on, what do they need to hear. Oh, you guys got Sekhmet. I love Sekhmet. You guys may be into Egyptian mythology, or you may have been called to Egypt in some way. Sekhmet, the Red Lady, I am pure strength and I honor my anger by giving voice to it. One of the really famous stories about Sekhmet is she was actually like a deity, an advisor to a pharaoh, and she, you know, the pharaoh had been done wrong, so she started to wreak havoc. She destroyed everything in her way, and I just love this story of Sekhmet because what stopped her was seeing her. So basically, they like covered the city, and they still actually have a festival for Sekhmet. But they covered, you know, this field in beer, and it was red beer to look like blood, and she saw her own reflection in the beer, and that is what made her slow down. She then took a drink of the beer and then began to calm down after that. But I just love the part in the story that no one seems to acknowledge. It's not the beer that made her stop. You can't forget, she saw her own reflection in the beer. That's a bad bit right there. That's a bad bit. I just love that story so much. It was not the beer, it was her reflection that made her stop and say, you know what, I'm a bad bee. Now, who is that beautiful thing in that reflection? I love Sekhmet so much. Just a goddess of pure strength. If you're ever looking for, I mean, strength and power, work with Sekhmet. She is awesome. She is amazing, but she doesn't like the whining, and she's not the goddess you come to, okay, when you need a hug. She's the goddess you come to when you're ready to okay? So anyways, I honor my strength by giving voice to it is the second sentence on there. I think I read that, but that really sticks out to me because something about using your voice to sing. Now I'm seeing Sing. It's not a musical, it's a movie, it's a kids movie. I'm seeing that. You may want to watch that. I feel like that would really help you. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm soft, but that movie made me cry. It was just so beautiful. But anyways, we have Mache Labdran, the diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. And then we have Our Lady Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. So there's an energy of you guys being afraid. Our Lady Guadalupe, I would definitely burn a white candle for her. If you want to channel her protection energy around you, you can work with any of these deities. Just be careful with Sekhmet because she really doesn't like the sensitive, soft. She's not the one you come to with the soft, okay? She just isn't. But Our Lady Guadalupe is, you know, a goddess, a deity that you can always come to for protection and love and that warm energy if that's what you need. But there's something here about maybe a throat chakra block. The easiest way to clear that, you can listen to throat chakra healing music as you sleep. That's always what I recommend because it's just the easiest thing to possibly do. I like the YouTube account Meditative Mind, but you can also meditate for just 5 minutes. Listen to the throat chakra healing music, and I like to meditate with eye cover over my eyes, but you can imagine like a white orb of light around your throat and healing it and strengthening it. I'm hearing red too, like a red orb of light. But something here about you facing your own darkness and acknowledging your anger, acknowledging your shadow. You haven't done what you've been called to do, and it's really sitting with you. This could be with a coworker, this could be with an ex. When you have a throat chakra block, that's one of those that really does bleed into other areas of life. It's not like a crown chakra block, because when you go to work, you know, you're not going to need your crown. You do your job, you go home, but you need to communicate with coworkers. There may be a coworker you feel like is targeting you or against you or just not hearing you. That needs to be addressed. There may be like you may have gone home in your shower. I'm infamous for that. Saying what I would have said or should have said, like in the shower, and like reenacting it, like, okay, but I would have been wrong if I had said that about her children. No, like, no, I'm playing. It's never that serious, but I'm infamous for that. Like being in the shower, like going over it again, like what I wish I would have said or should have said, whatever. I feel some of you guys in that energy, you haven't communicated. Also, there's this embarrassment to communicate what it is that you want. And I say, honestly, acknowledge that. If you're ashamed to say, Spirit, I want to manifest this person specifically in my life, there is a reason that you're embarrassed. And if it's just a throat chakra block where it's like you can't even admit that you want love, there's a reason for that too. But that's one of those ones you really want to work through. We have Amaratasu, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light is what that says. So everyone has their value. Everyone has their purpose. Everyone has the ability to add something to this world, to the conversation. But I really feel like you going where you're appreciated is going to be the thing that really shifts you back into the flow of wealth, abundance, prosperity, happiness. I just get this energy of you guys being unhappy, and a lot of it has to do with things that have not been said, not addressing the elephant in the room, not communicating what it is that you want in the beginning, trying to play it too cool so you don't, like this fear of denial. So it's like when you go on a first date with someone, you don't say what it is you want or what you're really looking for because you don't want them to be like, oh no, that's too much for me. Or when you're involved with someone, not saying what you want to say, not wanting to come off as rude, like so much hyper. It's like you're painfully self-aware. This could even come from childhood, to the point where you know what to say to hurt someone, but you have integrity, so you won't say certain things or do certain things. You're not careless, but sometimes you wish you could be careless, where you could just communicate what it is that you're saying and not have to worry about everyone else's feelings, because it doesn't seem like, you know, people are worried about yours anymore. We have accepting what is and revealing radiance. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. Spirit is not wanting you to be ashamed for the things that you have chosen to do. When you chose to continue to fill someone's cup even though they didn't reciprocate, Spirit doesn't want you to be ashamed for that. About that, Spirit wants you to accept, okay, I honored what was in my heart at that moment. That's something to be proud of. Embrace your inner majesty. What you've done is a reflection of who you are and what's in your heart, and that's something to be proud of. The fact that you've given so much love and you're willing to give love to other people, but to allow yourself to move on with your life and not hold yourself like to this impossible standard, or not to, you know, give yourself grace, forgive yourself for the things that you have done, even if you wouldn't do that with the information that you know now. And then we have revealing radiance. So I do think things are going to be revealed to you, some insights as far as like what has happened in the past, but allow Spirit to bring that to you and you just commit to moving forward, because it's like you're missing out on so much by hanging on to the past and being angry about things that have already passed you by. My light illuminates the world is what it says at the bottom of that, which is funny because I was hearing sing. That brings me back to the beginning of your reading. I was hearing sing. You may have a gift, a talent. You may be a poet. Your words are very impactful to people. This reminds me of something specific. Like, I don't know why, but my words have always like impacted people on a super, super deep level. And I said something to one of my friend's boyfriends years ago, and it stuck with him for years. All I said to him was, what did you say to her to convince her to give you a chance? That's all I said to him. And for me, I wasn't self-aware at that point, so I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it after the fact, but when I talked to my friend years later, she was like, dude, that sat with him for years. He kept bringing it up in arguments. And then months later after that, it was me and her and him and another guy, and we were all hanging out at my apartment, and we just started having this deep conversation. You know how it be, like you be hanging out with your friends and next thing things get deep and it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? And that happened, and he was like, let's talk about the real elephant in the room. I was like, oh shit, because we had known each other for years, so we know some about each other, okay? So I thought, I don't know where he was gonna go, but he was like, you said something to me, and he brought it up, and I was like, holy cow, I cannot believe that stuck with him for years. And on this past Mother's Day, you know, my grandfather was like, all right, everybody go around the room and say something nice about my wife. He's one of them. He don't play. Like, you're gonna acknowledge his queen. Love that for him. And I start talking about my grandmother, and I'm like, just like, I didn't even get out what I was wanting to say. I was just at the tippy top of what I was going to say about her. And she was like, oh, whoa, wow, wow, wow. Okay, like, she didn't like say it like that, but she was like, oh, wow. She was shaken up and taken aback at my words and so moved by them. And she could not handle someone filling her cup that intensely. And I was like, holy shit, my words make an impact on people. And tapping into this energy, I really feel like you guys have a gift. You have something to share. You could be a poet. I said all that to say, it doesn't mean that you have to be a poet or a singer. You could just be someone who has a very impact. Your gift is to speak, to feed life into people. Spirit, what other divine messages do you have for group 4? And Spirit is like, it's time to reveal your radiance. You've been spending so much of your time, 6 of Staffs in reverse, Tower in reverse, not able to move forward, Justice card in reverse, not able to benefit from your gifts because you don't want to be too much. You don't want to change the frequency, but that is your gift. Your gift is that you can change the frequency. The gift is that when you say something, people listen. When you say that is wrong or whatever you have to say, when you reveal that truth, it makes people change. So not another person has to be affected by people's BS. But you know you have a gift if you look at it in that reverse way. Why are you so afraid to say something? Because if you know you say something, you will change something. And what does that mean? That your voice has power, that your words have power, that you are powerful. And I just feel like this fear with you guys of expressing yourself in full embodiment. You're afraid that it's going to be too much for people. Spirit just said it's not for nobody else, it's for you though. And also, like I said, it may come from like childhood trauma, but I feel like you guys are so painfully self-aware. Yeah, 4 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You can't help but to think about how certain things affect people. You may be one of those people, like, you go home after a night out and you can't stop replaying the different things that you said and just cringing at it. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse and the Lovers here. So interestingly enough, by full embodiment, you're also going to attract the perfect match to you. You're not going to get hurt, and someone is going to love you exactly the way that you are. But you're not normal. You're not ordinary. Your words have power. Your voice has power. You're powerful. You have something to share, and it's time to share it. We have the Moon and the 7 of Swords in reverse. You know, not knowing what's going to happen is better than always questioning what it would have been. What it would have been. I've made decisions in my life that I'm like, damn, I cannot believe I was thinking about this the other day. Y'all, why I had a rap battle with somebody, oh my God, at a party. And it turned out in my favor, but I still cringe at that to this day because it's like, wow, 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 you really went there. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes you cringe looking back, but at the same time, like, those are the memories where it's like, hold on, you have to put some respect on my name because I did that. I did that. I followed what was in my heart. I said what was on my chest. I did what I was called to do, and it's the memories, you know, it's all of it. I also feel like there's this obsession with perfection that makes it impossible for people to just honor what's in their spirit because they don't see how perfectly it would align. But that's the thing, like, we're all our own portal into this universe. We all have a different genetic makeup. We all have different, you know, DNA and frequencies and energies. So what you got going on is going to be different from what someone else has going on, meaning when you have an intuitive nudge, you're not always gonna be able to think of someone who's done it before you or someone who you feel like you're like. You're not always gonna have that inspiration. Hold on, these cards got mixed up. You're not always gonna have that inspiration or like someone to look up to, but you will regret just not going for it. And Spirit is, this really feels like a spread of full embodiment. We have the Seven of Staffs, which is my Dora the Explorer card, and the Five of Swords. It's like you got to go through the river, bob through these staffs to get to the mountains. And then we have the Five of Swords. You feel like you're leaving someone to their own devices. You feel like you're cheating people by taking yourself away, by living for you. But this is your life, you know? This is your life to live. Like, you're not on this planet for anyone else. This is a like one in a lifetime experience. A one in a lifetime experience. Like, you will never live this life again. It's time for you to take the wheel. It's time for you to embrace who you are, to stop caring about everyone else's experience, and to just truly live for you. That is the overwhelming message that I have for you. And just that full embodiment and saying what you want. Here's the thing. If you can't tell somebody what you want, or if they disagree with what it is that you want, you're not a match to them. You can't be so thirsty for a relationship that you chase after it from someone who won't give it to you. If you're afraid to communicate, you know, with someone what it is that you need because you know that they're going to give you pushback, or they're not going to, you know, be going for that, it's because they're not a match from you. They're never going to give you what it is that you need. They don't have what you need, which is why you're afraid to say what you need. So just say it up front and better yourself and get to know yourself more so that you know that you're worthy. And if it's a physical glow up that's needed, if it's a mental glow up that's needed, a spiritual glow up that's needed, get that in alignment too. Because you got to be able to go on these dates like, I know I'm the best thing that's ever going to come across you. So I'm not doing this foolishness. I'm looking for marriage, period. That's all there is to say. I'm not going to say, I want to see where it goes, because I don't want to see where it goes. I don't want to fiddle around with you. I don't want to be intimate with you and we don't have any soul connection, or I don't want a one night stand. I'm not with the foolishness. Tell them straight up. And you have to embody and live out that embodiment. Know who you are, be who you are, and speak up for yourself, advocate for yourself. And if someone says no, it's because they're not in alignment. You know what that is? That's a dodged bullet. It went all bright. Let me see if it'll go down. Yeah. So we have Joan of Arc with the voice of truth, Cernunnos with life force, and Gaia, earth connection. It would really help you guys to ground, to spend some time with earth. Go to the beach. The beach is a crossroads, a really good place for manifesting, where earth meets land, or sorry, where land meets water. Gaia, earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to earth. Stay grounded. Cernunnos with life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual pleasures are increased. So you'll actually be more proud of your own sexuality and your true identity and your own like sexual nature by connecting. Let me cover their faces. Whenever there's like big faces, it always focuses on them. And then we have Joan of Arc with the voice of truth. You guys, this is what we've been talking about this entire spread. When it goes from deck to deck to deck, talking about the same stuff, that's how you know it's your message. Stand strong. Focus on your purpose. You know, use your voice in whatever way you're called to. Release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. Don't be afraid of people who may shut you down, people who may disagree with you, who may not understand you. This is your life to live, okay? If someone's not a match, allow them to take themselves out of alignment with you. Don't be afraid of that. Consider that a blessing, because it is. And then we have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to, is what it says at the bottom. So it is a big change. I feel like for you guys, it's a huge change. All these every single pile was completely different. So I won't say that you guys have the hardest challenge, but I do feel like there's two totally different ways of living life. The way that you're living now and the way that you'll be living in the future, fully committing and embodying who you truly are and what you truly have to say, your true opinions, your true self. It is like kind of like night and day. But we have the Lovers here. You're going to connect with your tribe, guaranteed. People who are truly in alignment with you and don't just love you when you're happy, don't just love you when you're busting it open for them, doesn't just love you when you have something to give to them, where you're lending your time, your energy, your money, your resources to them, but in every form. People who hold space for you because they know you're valuable, just like you do for other people. That is what you're going to attract by being truly authentic. And that's what I have for you, group 4. Those are your divine feminine messages. My Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like your own private tarot reading. That is where you can find me. But that is what I have for you guys today. I'll talk to you soon.